Bad Luck and Magic is a portal into self-discovery and alignment. I'm your host, Mal Burden, a cosmic life coach and fellow soul navigating the human experience. Every week, I'll give you an astrological forecast of the vibes for the week ahead so you'll know exactly what to expect when it comes to your emotions, relationships, career, and more. And every month, we'll hear from a local baddie as she shares her unique journey of self-discovery and aligning with her passions despite the challenges along the way. Now grab your favorite drink and get cozy because, honey, we are about to uncover the magic of the unknown. Let's get it, boo. We are in November week 3, believe it or not. We are blowing through this month, honey, and I am just like, the last 2 months have been insane. Like, this whole year for me in particular, I just feel like my life is kind of blowing up. Everything is changing, and it's not necessarily bad, but it is just learning to surrender and roll with the changes. So, I don't know if you're feeling like that, but if you are, just know you are not alone. And hopefully, that these cosmic forecasts each week help you feel supported and encouraged, but also like reaffirmed. Like, I think understanding what's going on with the planets and the vibes always helps me feel reassured and like just understanding that yes, this is the energy that's supposed to be happening right now. So it's a little bit easier to have trust and faith in the universe when we kind of know what's going on. So this week, the moon is going to be traveling through Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. So when we think about that, like, the moon represents our emotions, and when they go through certain signs, they evoke a particular vibe and energy. And not only that, but if we know where Cancer, Leo, and Virgo are in our birth chart, like what house they rule, it can give us a better understanding of where our emotional focus will be for that week. So, if you need help understanding what I mean by that, um, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you figure out what your whole sign birth chart looks like. So kind of talking through that, when the moon's in Cancer, particularly this week, we will be feeling sentimental. When the moon moves into Leo, we will be feeling expansive. And then when the moon ends this week in Virgo, we are going to be feeling very practical. So last week, last week we had a major full moon in Taurus, and the moon was conjunct Uranus, which is all about upheaval and sudden change. And I know I was feeling that in my personal life. I definitely had major themes going on that related to unexpected, well, maybe kind of expected, but major change. And it was definitely tied into themes that were happening for me in early May. So I'm curious how the full moon played out for you. It was interesting just seeing on social media like what was going on with my friends. Like, I know that one of my friends, they got a new job and they're moving to a new city. Another friend, she heard that she got accepted into this nursing program that she's been working really hard for. So honestly, shout out to Elle for that. I know she's been busting her ass. So anyway, a lot of great things. Change doesn't have to necessarily mean bad. So hopefully you had a good full moon and maybe gain some clarity and some new insights from last week. As we move into this week, we have something major happening. So we're literally entering a new era. It's like the age of Aquarius, if you will. So I've kind of been talking about this, but Pluto, the planet of transformation, death and rebirth, power, control, regeneration, that is going to be moving into the rebellious, unconventional, and society focused sign of Aquarius. And it's going to be in Aquarius for 19 years. So Pluto, it's a slower moving planet, so obviously it takes about 19 years to move through one sign. So we think back to Pluto in Capricorn because Capricorn comes right before Aquarius, and we had different themes then. Like we are closing out a major cycle with Pluto being in Capricorn, and today is the last day for that. So maybe you're sensing some of these shifts too, but Pluto entered into Capricorn in 2008. And through its time in Capricorn, we've been dissolving outdated power and authority structures. We've been shifting traditional career models and dynamics, and we've been revisiting our engagement with materialism and understanding of what we consider to be personal success. So when Pluto goes through a sign, we are going deep. We are unearthing some of those lower vibration qualities of that sign. So that is why we were healing and experiencing transformation in the sign of Capricorn, like of the power and authority structures and even patriarchal structures, right? So now that we are experiencing Pluto in Aquarius, our focus is going to be shifting into technology, innovation, breaking free from conventional systems, like literally being the most unconventional version of ourselves that we can as an individual, but also seeing how our individuality is playing a role in um, the greater society, if you will. And it's going to be all about collective progress as well. So this week, the question we want to ask ourselves is, what role do I want to play in the greater good for humanity? Meanwhile, we got the sun. It's going to be moving into the expansive, optimistic, philosophical, and honest sign of Sagittarius, and that will be happening on Thursday. So when we have Pluto moving into Aquarius and the sun moving into Sagittarius, they are going to be making a supportive aspect to one another, and that is going to be giving us hope for our individual and collective futures. All right, so Monday, November 18th, that's today if you are listening to it on November 18th. The question is, what does my intuition want me to know today? So we have the moon, it's a waning gibbous moon in Cancer. We're going to be feeling drawn towards our emotional security, our home, our family. We are going to be thinking more about our need for belonging and intimate connections. And because the moon is in a waning gibbous phase, we just had our full moon, now the moon is waning, our energy is going to be best used for gratitude and appreciation, reflection on our achievements, and the clarity that we received from the full moon. And it's also going to be used for sharing our wisdom and what we've learned with others. So on today, we're going to have Mercury in Sagittarius opposite Jupiter in Gemini. So it's interesting because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter and Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So even though Mercury doesn't function as well in Sagittarius, and even though Jupiter doesn't function as well in Jupiter, we are still getting mutual reception. So they're still working together in a positive way. So when we have these signs or these planets opposite from each other, we're going to be finding the balance between the big picture and the details when it comes to our plans, communication, and vision for the future. We're also going to be finding that sweet spot between the big ideas, between our big ideas with our mindsets and perspectives, and shifting paradigms that have been holding us back. We'll also have a greater belief in our convictions while still being open to receiving new information. And I just want to make a note here that Mercury will be going retrograde on November 25th, so next week, and it will be retrograde until December 15th. So whatever comes up today, it's likely we're going to come back around to it while Mercury is retrograde. We also have the sun in Scorpio today. It's making a positive aspect, a trine to Neptune in Pisces. So we have two planets in two water signs working together. We have creative inspiration and the ability to express ourselves in a deep and spiritual way. And we're also going to be experiencing personal transformation through surrender and faith. Then on Tuesday, November 19th, the question is, imagine yourself 19 years from now. Where would you love to experience deep transformation? So the moon will still be in Cancer on this day, but Tuesday is the day that Pluto is moving into Aquarius. So some key themes here will be a push toward greater equality and humanitarian efforts, and highlighting the need for collaboration, for the people to come together to make positive progress. Another is questioning traditional structures and ideologies, fostering a spirit of rebellion and progress. And then also a strong drive towards enlightenment and higher ideals, encouraging people to think beyond themselves and consider the greater good. So I'm not going to give you a history lesson, but I will just note that the last time Pluto was in Aquarius, which since it takes so long to go through each of the zodiac signs, it takes about 200 and something years for it to come back to that sign. So the last time Pluto was in Aquarius, that's when we experienced the French Revolution as well as the American Revolution. And then, okay, so what do I want to say? Okay, so can I give y'all an example? Okay, I kind of want to give y'all an example. So Pluto has been in Capricorn, right? From 2008 until basically today. So a while. And I'm a Virgo rising, so that means that Capricorn represents my fifth house, and that's all about pleasure, creative projects, romance, dating, like your inner child, children if you have them. And I've been learning so many lessons about like power dynamics, how I show up for my creative projects, how I express myself, and taking myself and my creativity seriously, and even taking dating seriously. So it's interesting because I've had a lot going on with my 9 to 5. As many of you probably know, I've been working a 9 to 5 since I graduated college in 2013. So in 2008, if we go back that far, that was when I was in high school. I was starting to think about what colleges I wanted to go to. I ended up going to SCAD in Savannah, so an art school, and I was studying fashion marketing and management. And right after college, I started working for corporate companies, 9 to 5s, doing product development, which is pretty creative, like coming up with product ideas, working with suppliers to get samples, and working with the cross functional teams to make a product happen and to be able to sell it to customers. So I've been doing that this whole time. And I knew when I got my first job that that was not what I wanted to do. But I went to school, I got a degree. That's pretty much what I got my degree in. So that is what I needed to do. Meanwhile, throughout this whole process, I have discovered what my own personal passions are. And particularly in 2017, I started to really question, like, what am I passionate about? Like, what do I want to create? Do I even feel confident expressing myself and my own creativity? Um, Again, fifth house themes. So now it's interesting. This whole year and probably last year too, I have been trying to figure out how I can transition from my 9 to 5 to doing my creative projects full time and to actually do my cosmic coaching full time. So, the cosmic coaching, that's like I got my coaching certification a couple of years ago, and with the goal of making that my full time thing. Well, now, literally now, as of today, I am a full time creative. And I'm terrified. I'm terrified. But literally, as Pluto moves out of my house of fun and creativity, I am now separating myself from these structures of power, I guess you could say, and authority. And I am literally changing that. I am literally stepping into my own personal authority as a creative. Like, that's an example of how this Pluto and Capricorn is playing out in my life. And in your life, it could be something completely different. And I'm sure it will be. Like, depending on where Capricorn is in your birth chart or what personal placements you have there as well. Um, I have my North Node in Capricorn at the very end where Pluto is right now. So that's where I'm supposed to be headed in this lifetime. So it's super exciting. And now that Pluto is going into Aquarius, that's my sixth house of daily routines, habits, health and wellness, service to other people, daily work. So it makes sense that now Pluto is going to be going into this house to help me create new structures, to innovate, to be unconventional when it comes to my daily work. So that's just an example. It's literally so spot on. Like, I just, that's why I love astrology so much. And anyway, if you want help understanding what's going on for you in particular, because everyone is different, please reach out to me. There's going to be information in the show notes, but I just love that it happens that way. And not to mention that the full moon was happening in my ninth house of higher learning and expansion and education. And Uranus has been there since I've been getting my coaching certification. So it is all linked together, y'all. It is all linked together. So Pluto and Aquarius, big deal. Major deal. And the thing about Pluto too is it can be kind of an intense energy. So you kind of do want to know what you're dealing with. You want to know how to work with the energy so that you don't get um worked by the energy. You know what I mean? Okay. Anyway, if you check out the Cosmic Club, I do have each sign there and like what the major themes will be for them. So be sure to check that out. You can check your rising sign and your sun sign, and that will give you a pretty good idea of what you will be transforming over the next 19 years. Okay. Wednesday, November 20th, we will be asking ourselves, what passionate ideas can I share with someone today? And that is because we will be having the moon in Leo. The vibe is going to be about self expression, confidence, passion, romance, creativity. And Wednesday, we don't have any exact aspects or transits on this day, and we haven't for the past couple weeks actually. So just take your Wednesday, use it as a great day to collaborate with other people, catch up, have social time, communicate, network, learn, exchange ideas, those kind of things. Thursday, November 21st, the question will be, what new adventure am I ready to embark on? The moon will still be in Leo, and Thursday is when we enter into Sagittarius season. So the sun will be in Sagittarius until December 21st. So it's likely that we'll be getting this sense and this vibe of kind of like this fire energy, because Sagittarius is a fire sign. So we will be feeling like enthusiastic, positive, and this is going to be a great time to pursue our goals and our dreams because we're going to be feeling optimistic about what we're doing. We'll also be breaking free from restrictions and valuing our personal freedom, liberty, and self-expression. And people also might be more drawn to exploring more spiritual, philosophical, or religious beliefs during this time because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and those are the themes of that planet as well as that sign. And then I kind of mentioned it at the beginning, but the sun, once it's in Sagittarius, it will be making a sextile or a positive aspect to Pluto that just moved into Aquarius. So we are going to be embracing personal power for change and innovation. We're going to be breaking free from limitations. We're going to be feeling hopeful about the future. Like this would be a really great day to visualize where you see yourself in the next year, next 5 years. We will also be prioritizing social progress and collective advancement. That is going to be a major theme for the next 19 years. And also just personal transformation through adventure, through expansion, through learning something that you don't even know about. And then Friday, November 22nd, the question will be, what projects, experiences, and people align with my future vision? On this day, we will be experiencing a last quarter moon in Virgo. So the vibe will be very practical. It will be surrounded on our wellness, our health, organization, and attention to detail. And I always notice, maybe because I'm a Virgo rising, but when the moon is in Virgo, like I am trying to clean my house. I am trying to check off my to-do list or clean out my closet or do something that makes me feel accomplished and productive. And when we experience a last quarter moon, this is going to be about forgiveness and letting go. It's going to be about releasing what no longer serves us. And we're going to start clearing space for new beginnings because in like a week or so, we will be experiencing a new moon cycle, and that will be happening in Sagittarius. On this day, on Friday, we'll have Venus in Capricorn, sextile Saturn in Pisces. So this is a flowing aspect, a positive aspect. Usually, when sextiles happen, that's when we experience opportunities that we can take advantage of. So, this is going to be about creating meaningful, lasting connections based on mutual respect, responsibility, and emotional maturity. It's going to be a good time to make practical financial decisions, creating a stable financial future, and aligning your values with your financial goals. And it's also a good time to reflect on your relationships, setting realistic expectations, and nurturing correct connections that offer true emotional fulfillment. Like when Capricorn's involved, when Saturn's involved, there's a more serious tone to our values, to our finances, to what we love, which is what Venus rules. Um, like, for example, on this day, I didn't even realize this um, aspect was happening yet, but I'm meeting with a financial advisor, for example. Like, I'm just trying to understand what I need to be doing with my finances. So, take care of your finances, take care of the people that you know are supporting you towards that future vision that you're working towards. On Saturday, November 23rd, the question is, what do I want to purge and clean today? So the moon will still be in Virgo, and Saturdays are ruled by Saturn. So Saturdays are a great day to catch up on chores, responsibilities, and commitments, especially with the moon being in Virgo as well. Like, we are trying to get organized, we are trying to um, look at our daily habits, look at our rituals and routines, and seeing how those things can support us in our long-term goals. And then we end the week on Sunday, November 24th. The question we'll ask ourselves is, how do I want to renew my energy today? It's like we go through each day, and like by the end of the week, we have picked up on so much energy from other people and outside sources, like just going out in public, going to the store, opening up social media, catching up with friends and family throughout the week, like taking on responsibilities at work. Like, when how often do we actually like sit and cleanse and renew our energy and try to bring it back just to our energy and shed everything else? So Sunday is going to be a great day to surrender all of that, to shed all of that, and really come back to yourself. And no exact transits or aspects today, but Sundays are ruled by the sun, meaning that this is a great day to practice self care, to renew and recharge your energy, to get creative, to play, to express yourself in whatever ways that you enjoy. Come back to yourself. That's all you need to do on Sunday, is come back to yourself. Okay, so that's the vibe of the week. And now we're going to do the pick a card. So I've already shuffled, I've already got the 3 cards, and I want you to just visualize a card 1, a card 2, a card 3 in front of you. And I want you to choose which one is calling to you. Okay. So, if you chose card number 1, you got the Emperor. So the Emperor, I mean, he runs this shit, Like, the Emperor is all about authority, control, leadership, and structure. So this week, maybe you are stepping into your own power. Maybe you are restructuring your foundation in a significant way. Maybe it's also like maybe you are taking initiative on your goals and on your dreams. This can also represent a boss or a father figure as well. So maybe you are connecting with a type of person like that. But this card is essentially saying, like, you have everything within you to take the reins and take control of your life and what you want to go after. So, remain steady. Like, you whatever you're doing, is very intentional. Let your own wisdom and power guide you. If you chose card 2, that is the King of Pentacles reversed. So when it's upright, this usually means like financial stability. So the fact that this is reversed is indicating to me that potentially this week there's something going on with your finances where you might not feel as stable or secure as you would like. So I think the advice here, or the message here, is to put your focus on your finances, on your budget, on your material assets, the material things that you have in your life. Or if you are overly concerned about your wealth and your status, like your social status, like, keep an eye on that, because there's something here that you need to look into when it comes to your mindset and your habits around money. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. We all go through those seasons, but this week you're just going to want to look at those things. It's no biggie. No biggie. Okay. And then if you chose card 3, you got the 5 of Wands. And 5s can represent change, but they can also represent conflict. But again, it's going to be okay. When we have the wands involved, that is all about passion, creativity. So it could be that you're at work or you're collaborating and there are just a lot of different ideas happening and no real concrete decision being made. Maybe there's a lot of opinions, maybe there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen. And maybe this week y'all are just not able to come to the answer quite yet. But so maybe there's it's unclear with the direction that you're supposed to be heading in. And honestly, that makes sense right now because we are about to experience Mercury retrograde as well as Mars retrograde, which is like, Mercury is all about communication and Mars is all about action and drive. So when those planets are retrograde, like, things are going to be slowing down. There is going to be a little bit of confusion. So just the message for this week is, even though there might be some challenges, even though there might be some conflicts or different opinions, just keep your cool. Know that that's just the energy. And if you can come at it from a new perspective, in the next few days, that will help you come to a better decision. And also just try to cooperate and keep an open mind when you're working with other people. So, no biggie. Okay, so that's what we got. This week. Again, like, Pluto is going to be in Aquarius. That is big. I know it's happening for 19 years, but the fact that it's getting into Aquarius on Tuesday, like, because it's moving there on Tuesday, that means that we're going to be feeling it a lot right now. So, anyway, let me know how that's like working out in your life. And again, just keep your mind on what makes you unique, what makes you you, because that is what's going to make a positive impact on the collective, a positive impact on society, which is what this energy is all about. Okay. Okay. Well, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. If you want to connect with me, if you want to work with me, all of the information is going to be in the show notes. And I will see you next week. Love ya. Bye.